Information regarding the ultraviolet rays and its subtypes will be explained. X-rays, how helpful it is for us. Lastly, the mystery about the gamma ray will be burst out. Stay tuned.
Today, we will talk about the applications of ultraviolet rays, X-rays, and gamma rays. But for starters, what is ultraviolet ray? Since the definition were not provided clearly in the module, I will explain it. Ultraviolet is a form of electromagnetic radiation with wavelength from 10 nanometer to 400 nanometer, shorter than that of visible light, but longer than X-rays. UV radiation is present in sunlight and constitutes about 10% of the total electromagnetic radiation output from the sun. Now, the reporters will discuss about the subtypes of UV rays.
Let's start with the first one, UVA. UVA is the longest wavelength penetrating the deepest and causing the vast majority of UV radiation getting through Earth's atmosphere. This is a form of radiation that causes skin aging like spots and wrinkles. Because it does reach so deeply into skin layers, it can tan your skin and appears to be linked to cancer. So application are sun tanning, bag zapper, glow-in-the-dark lighting, and banknote forgery detection.
Alright, the second one is UVB. UVB is the second shortest wavelength and the main culprit of sunburn. It's mostly absorbed by the ozone layer but still gets to you. It harms the top layer of your skin in as little as 15 minutes of sun exposure. UVB rays are stronger or weaker depending on time of day and season. However, there are still some of good sides about it, and those are drying of clothes in the sun, stimulates the production of vitamin D, used for growing plants or keeping reptiles, stimulates the production of new melanin, and phototherapy.
Last but not the least one, the strongest UVC. UVC is the shortest wavelength of the three forms of UV. The shorter the wavelength, the more harmful the UV radiation. However, lucky for us, UVC is unavailable to penetrate Earth's atmosphere. What are the applications of UVC? It damages the strands of DNA in bacteria and viruses, germicidal bulb, air purification, lamps in COVID-19, water treatment, sterilization, food sanitation, and disinfection.
Now, we're going to talk about the X-ray. X-rays are a type of radiation called electromagnetic waves. X-ray imaging creates pictures of the inside of your body. The images shows the parts of your body in different shades of black and white. The application for it are establishment security, radiotherapy, checking of bones, identifying art forgeries, checking of metal welds, or for the internal conditions of metals.
Now for the very last one, gamma ray, also known as gamma radiation, is a penetrating form of electromagnetic radiation arising from the radioactive decay of atomic nuclei. It consists of the shortest wavelength electromagnetic wave and so imparts the highest photon energy. Now, what are the applications of gamma ray? It is used for irradiated food, scanning metal and weak metal welds, sterilization of medical equipments, tracer in medicine, kills cancer cells, and for astronomy. To summarize our report for today, remember that the shorter the wavelength, the more harmful the UV radiation is. If you want to protect yourself from the radiation, put sunscreen in your shades.